Really quick patch notes overview here, as quick as possible. So, bronze items are phasing out sooner, and higher tier items are spawning in sooner. This is good, I think. This is really good. When you get a loot item, you're automatically going to get it in your stash. You're not going to have to click on it. That's really nice. Enchantment altars. When you get those three enchantment options when you level up, it's now not going to be three, it's going to be one option and the artist. The artist gives an item a random enchantment. It's a little worse now, but it's a little more interesting. I like it. I like it. Implementation of portrait click VO. I'm pretty sure now when you click on a merchant, now it'll have a voice line. Before, it had one when you clicked 5 times. Now it's just one. Um, Ranking and rating change. So they've reset everyone down to bronze out of nowhere. Updated the way rating is calculated. Now it's based on wins instead of PvP combat results. Now, in my opinion, the results of PvP are win or lose. Now it's based on wins. So not based on losses, maybe? I don't know, just on wins. Okay. Yeah, they've changed a lot of scaling, so it's gonna be a lot of items are gonna be better at bronze, better at silver, maybe even, but weaker at diamond, maybe same at gold, something like that. They're gonna flatten out that scaling so it's not as uh rush to diamond, I believe. And they're also working on toxic and fire enchantments, those poison and fire ones, to be more with the base items output, like shield and restorative are. Obviously, they can't. I don't think they're gonna be doing poison or fire enchantment equal to the item's damage because that would be crazy. So now I'm just gonna go into the biggest changes here. Vanessa item changes. Okay, the arbalist of that crossbow with one ammo that gains damage when you haste. The scaling just got increased by a shit ton, especially at bronze. Now it's 60 versus at 25. It's silver. Sorry, and it starts at 100 damage. This thing is definitely gonna see a lot more use, especially early on tiers like silver and gold. Things I feel like a lot crazier. Beach ball now with toy and haste toys. That's pretty cool. They added a lot of different archetypes in this patch. And now for that puffer fish build, they nerfed the barrel cooldowns by 1 second, but the scaling is increased by 5. Not sure why they did that. I feel like the 5 second, the 1 second nerf, that's good enough. They didn't need to buff the scaling, but we'll see. The puffer fish as well is from now increased 2 seconds. So now you're gonna have to haste an extra time to use it. Not that crazy of a change. And then the turtle shell, the biggest one, now starts at gold tier, and now the scaling's from 10 to 15 instead of 10, 15 to 20. So now you're gonna see it less because you can only find it at gold tier. With those three changes, the build's gonna be weaker again, but I still think it's gonna be seeing some use. So if you're sad to see it go, I don't think it's gone yet, nearly at all. A lot of these damage numbers, they are just upgrading those bronze damages, those early damages, nerfing those diamond damages. Honing steel, I thought this was pretty nice. Now it's just buffed. It increases more damage now. The javelin, this was a pretty big damage difference for the javelin katana. The javelin, 4 seconds, one ammo item. When you haste, it gets reloaded. It used to start at 75 bronze. Now it starts at 120 damage. A bronze item, 120 damage, 4 seconds. This is insane. This item is crazy right now. I feel like you're gonna see javelin a shit ton more. Katana starting at 12 silver damage, over 8. That's 50% more damage, and that's a starting item. That's silver. Katana is a lot better. I like it because I like katanas, and I just like the item. I like it's fast. Lanxian, I thought this was a big change too. When you win a fight, now it's get 40 scaling and then 60 at silver. Before it was 25 and 50. So at silver it's 10 more, so it's buffed. It's just better in general. But at bronze now, it being 40 instead of 25, it makes it way more incentivized for you to pick it up if you see it, or even use it if you got it off the monster fight fighting the bee, because now it's not just gonna scale terribly with 25 damage. Because before, every time I saw this, I would never pick it up. Because if I didn't get starting at silver, it's not good. Now it's like, now it's all right. So that's good. Pet Rock, it's a toy, and the crit got increased. I like that. I also like that the Piranha, it starts with crit chance now. So they deal double damage from the crit. Pistol Sword got buffed at bronze. A big change, Robo. Cooldown buffed. Now it's 8 seconds, and its whole ability, haste small items when you use an aquatic item haste, it's all gone. It's a new card now. It charges adjacent items 1 to 3 seconds, starting at silver. And if you have 5 or more unique types, the cooldown is reduced by 50%. So obviously this is terrible, but if you have the 5 or more unique types, this at 4 seconds, charging something 1 to 3 seconds, especially if you get it diamond 3 seconds, that's insane. I really like this change. This is going to be cool. Another big change. Well, the Shark Ray down 1 second, so now it's a 6-second cooldown, and the scaling is increased early on. Same at diamond. Now the Shark Ray, it's kind of similar to the Arbalist. It gains damage off haste. The only difference is it doesn't have ammo, but it is a friend and aquatic. But the hasting scaling is way different, from 60 to 100 to the Shark Ray having 20 to 40. So if you are gonna run one, the Arbalist is probably best, unless you need that the fact that it's an aquatic and a friend, or the ammo's limiting you back. I like that they're different. They're more different though. Shovel, that thing's gonna be way better. If you if you have to put it in with the damage there. Anything else crazy? The Torpedo, I really like it. I feel like now we're gonna actually be able to put this in. I feel like this now the weapon's viable. Cooldown 8 seconds from 10, so 2-second cooldown buff. That's pretty huge. 100 damage starting. It scales 25 to 75 versus 20 to 60. A little bit scaling increase, but the 8-second from 10-second cooldown, I feel like that's big. Not gonna see a shit ton of play, but I feel like we will see some more play. Now let's go to Pyg Changes. Just gonna go over the big ones again. Some really big ones here, actually. A Raposos Chapayao. I don't know how to pronounce that at all. It's apparel, and it's honestly just a new card. Cooldown 6 seconds. Your weapons are going to gain damage. Your shield items are going to gain damage. Your heal items are. And it gets... What the fuck just happened? Whatever. If you have another tool, apparel, property, weapon, or friend, it has +1 multicast for each. For each. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? That's 5 multicast if you have all of those. That's pretty fucking crazy, dude. This thing, it's going to be like... I like it. I like it. I really like it. I want to see how it works. I feel like it's going to definitely see some use. ATM's attack. Beast of Burden. This is a huge change. I honestly think they could have just added a new card with this effect and kept Beast of Burden. But this is what they're doing. The damage, it's 40 to 100. Basically the same starting. But when you buy an item, this gains that item's type. Right? So you buy a toy, it becomes a toy. You buy an aquatic item, and now it's an aquatic toy. You buy a weapon. It was already a weapon, I'm pretty sure. But here's the thing, it has +1 multicast for each type it has. What the fuck is good? How many types are there? Like 8 types? Toy, apparel, tech, friend, aquatic, weapon, ammo. I don't even know. That was like already 7? I don't know. I think there's more. So this is fucking intense. Okay, this is crazy. Alright? It's gonna be, this thing's gonna be a burden. Of your face in it. I'm so fucking funny. Alright, Boomerang. New item. It's a weapon and a toy. Deals damage. When you win a fight against a monster with this, get a random loot item. I was thinking about a card idea with this kind of effect. This is sick. Okay, this is fucking sick. This is exactly what Pyg needed. Okay, a boomerang. Going out and fighting monsters with this, getting a random loot item. Pyg needs loot items. This is amazing. Great change. Another big one. Ganjo. A 5 scaling increase, pretty nice. Let's see, model ship. Okay, now adjacent items have +1 multicast. So now it's not gonna charge off adjacents, but adjacent toys have +1 multicast. Are toys crazy? I mean, yo-yo's a toy now. Marbles are a toy. I don't know. It could be crazy. It could not be. I have to see because I can't remember all the toys. Maybe another hero's toy could be definitely fucking like I'm excited about the model ship though. I'm excited. I like that it got changed, and it's not just a medium duct tape that's way worse. So that's nice. Silk scarf, and now silk scarf instead of silk. This is not that big, but it's big to me. Golden silk scarf value gain now works on items in the stash. So when you got the scarf, the silk, and you got it golden enchantment, it made non weapon items get +1 value, but you had to move it to your board for it to get that value. So when I had that, I had to move everything to my board, sell it, move it to my board, sell it. Very annoying. So this is a really nice change for anyone that randomly got that rare chance of getting that. Moving on, snow globe freezes only medium small items. They're just continue to do that freeze thing. I now wait. Okay, this is pretty big. I think I'm not too sure. Your weapons gain 10 to 25 damage. The heal items too. It's buffed now, like just like the Ganjo, so the scaling's increased by 5 every tier. And now it's when you overheal, charge this 1 second, versus when you heal while at max health, charge it 2 seconds. So Raina was saying they had the technology now. So when you overheal, it charges this 1 second. Is this different than when you heal at while max health? I think so. I don't know. So it's gonna be charging more, but it's charged less. I think it's a little bit weaker on this front, but scaling's up, so it's about the same. I think it's a little bit weaker overall, but I'm excited to see. Could be even stronger. Yo-Yo gains the toy type. Okay. Now, Dooley item changes. I was surprised to see Dooley core. They changing the cores out here. Okay. Armored core. Crazy reduction in scaling. So all of these are going to be better at bronze. Better critical bronze damage. Core 30 versus 10. The core was 20 versus 10. Ignition core, only one that got nerfed flat out whole way. So now starts at 4 burn of bronze. That shit's terrible. Still good. Still a good core. But just that bronze, the nerf. And then weaponized core from 20 to 10. And then the damage scaling actually for weapons got increased for weaponized core by 5 for each tier, which is huge at bronze. So weaponized core, it got the biggest buff, to be honest. Weaponized core got the biggest buff. All of this seems nice. The scaling is reduced down at the end. It's flattened out. So like as you see, it deals 50 instead of 80. So it's nerfed on the diamond end. But the beginning end is what really matters for these cores, because they start as your starting item. So this is pretty crazy. Combat core, that's the large core that you can get from the shops. You don't start with this one. They nerfed it by 1 second. And the damage and shielding doesn't scale anymore. So they nerfed this pretty big. It's still good. I think it's still good. Now the normal Dooley item changes. The alpha ray just got shit on. They nerfed every ray except for this one, and then they realized they should have nerfed this one, I guess, because now it's 2 to 5 damage when you use the core another ray versus 3 to 12. So at bronze it's almost identical, but after that the scaling at silver is halved. At gold it's more than halved, and at diamond it's more than halved again. So this is, the scaling is way worse. Not to mention the damage is also dropped off. So that's kind of crazy. Arc blaster, the atomic clock. This is fucking a tragedy here. I mean, this thing is pretty powerful if you get in the right build, but the thing is, it wasn't really in a lot of builds. Cooldown going from 2 seconds to 1 second. It's like, dude, now it's a 2-second cooldown. It's like, I don't like it, man. I just don't like it. Definitely not a fan of that. Barbed wire, a little bit of scaling change, but blast doors, this is big. Blast doors, crazy OP, that patch. Now the shield is 100 versus 150, 400 versus 600 a diamond. It's just a little bit different. I still think it's good. It's definitely a lot worse, but I think it's still good. I'm definitely going to be using it at the start, because I think it's still better at the start. But I literally had this from day 1 to the end. Blast doors, it's so good for the build. A huge change, also bunker. So before, when you take damage, you shield equal to a % of that damage dealt. And what that really did was absolutely nothing, because when I ran this, it was not shielding for the damage dealt. Now it's, you take, Rain had said they have the technology now for this. You take up to 20 to 40% less damage. So it's just less damage. So it's a large item, and at diamond, it reduces damage by 40%. Is reducing their damage by 40% worth 3 slots? A lot of times, it can be. So that's pretty interesting. Chrono Barrier. This is huge. And I feel like he gave this card a little oomph, you know? Non-tech items have their cooldowns increased by 1 to 2 seconds. Used to be enemy items 1 to 2 seconds. So now it's non-tech. So now it's a tech itself. So now it's really just all about tech. Cybersecurity now works off tech and weapons. So that's pretty cool too. And so if you had it in a tech build where you're not gonna have friends, it being your only friend, now it's actually, you might actually see that cybersecurity a little bit more. I don't even know. Let's see what else was pretty crazy. Clarence got buffed, 5 scaling. Might see use. I think Clarence is pretty good, but he just wasn't good enough. So maybe he is now. Claw Arm. Now this is fucking nuts. Okay. Damage is 40 now buffed, but the real change, when this gains haste, the weapon to the left gains 20 to 25 damage. Used to be 5 to 10. This is insane with how fast you can haste on Dooley. 20 to 25 seconds. But maybe this could prevent the weapon from being hasted, but now it could scale its damage. But you can still find a way to get that other thing some haste. I definitely think this is going to see some play for sure. They did this to Dooley for a lot of things. Cooldown increase for small items. This is going to make a lot of thing what Dooley does harder, because he relies on just everything getting used. So something gets used, it charges this item, works off this, he has a lot of things like that. Now cool LEDs increased a second. First aid increased by a second. Isochronic freezer increased by a second. Missiles increased by a second. Pulse rifle increased by a second. A lot of things just getting slower. They're slowing them down. Pulse rifle and missiles especially were a little too fast, I think. Now this card I didn't think was too fast at all, but okay. Inductious Aegis, yeah, like this wasn't OP at all, but they're just slowing him down in general. Now a big change, I guess. Armadillo, that was pretty strong card. Now it's 8-second cooldown. I mean, I like it. Now you're gonna have, it's similar to what they did to Pufferfish. You're gonna have to shield an extra time to use it. Pufferfish, you're gonna have to haste an extra time to use it. I like the change. Mech Moles, they doubled the scaling on this weapon and they increased the starting damage for it. And while I love the buff, I think it's still too weak. I still don't think you're really gonna see it. Any other big changes on him? Schematics, it's a redesign. Now if you have it, when you level up, you get a tech item. So that's pretty fucking cool. I'm just gonna pick it up if I see it then. Even if you're not running tech, that's just value. You can sell the things, but that's really cool for a tech build. I really like it. Water cooler. It's probably not a big change, but this is huge, okay? Starts at silver tier now instead of bronze, okay? I like it at bronze, because you want that additional healing at the beginning, but whatever. Now the cooldown is 10, 9, 8 seconds from 10 seconds. So now when you level it up, it goes down in cooldown, and it permanently gain 10 to 20. So the same amount of XP. But when you level it up, the cooldown goes down. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like they should just let you keep it at bronze. Was like, we're Dooley scaling HP with this? I don't really think they were. Put it back to bronze. All right. But I like the cooldown reduction change though. It's whatever. Another big change, not really crazy change, but these two, a new item, Dragon's Breath, 8-second cooldown, really big cooldown. Burn 8. When you use an adjacent item or a dragon item in general, it gains 2 to 4 burn. Dragon Whelp, that's that whelp that's kind of like the flamethrower, deals it burns equal to its damage. Now when you level it up, its cooldown reduces, and that's a dragon. So that's the only thing that works with Dragon's Breath, I guess. So Dragon's Breath, I feel like will get better over time as more dragon things come in. But for right now, it's weak as fuck. It's really weak. It's not even going to see any play. A lot of these things gain some types. I'm just looking out for toy types. Teddy's a toy. So now if you get Teddy from the... Oh, wait. They didn't even say they added back the Thieves Guild or the Genie Lamp. Sadly. But this is a toy. So if you get the Teddy and you put it next to the model ship, it'll have crazy. When you use another toy friend or ammo, charge this 1 second. And that's basically what it did before, but now it counts toys. And now it doesn't scale crit when you take damage or lose shield. Now it just has 25% crit base. With it being a toy, that'd be crazy next to model ship though. The Eclipse is now tech. No, other big thing, dual wield. I thought this was a pretty crazy skill. Replace Mr. Moo's shell shock skill, but if you have exactly 2 weapons, your items have 50% crit chance. That's nice. That's cool. I like that, dude. Like a dual, I just like it. It's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool skill change as well. Instead of just flat regen, you get regen equal to your non-weapon items you have, like how many you have. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. They also changed this one. When you freeze, your shield items gain shield. Now, when you shield, you freeze an item for 2 seconds. That's fucking good, dude. It's only gold or diamond skill, but that's good. 2 seconds to freeze. It's hard to find that many seconds. Anything else? Building crescendo fucking destroyed here. Scaling reduced to 3 to 6% versus 10 to 15. A lot of the times I just find this at gold, and 3% is not gonna fucking cut it because you have to get past that 100% and then get to that. That is not gonna cut it. This is a lot weaker. A lot weaker. Rightfully so, though. That thing was busted. But yeah, and then veteran octopus, he got a little stronger. He went to the gym. That octopus is gonna do more damage. Overall, I think these are some good changes. I like them. I like what they're doing here. Like the things I highlighted are the things that I think are like the biggest changes. I'm liking the patch. I mean, I haven't played it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing, I think. I mean, Dooley's items all getting reduced by a second. Like, all really making it like slower, but his cores are changing. I feel like this is definitely like gonna balance out the game. Like, Pig's a little bit stronger. He got big changes. Dooley is a little bit weaker. Vanessa's poison build's a little bit weaker. Her ammo is a little bit stronger. That javelin's gonna be crazy. Like everything that was like a little weak got buffed a little bit, and the things that were strong got buffed, nerfed a little bit. So not really drastic changes I'm seeing here. Too drastic. I'm liking what I'm seeing though. I'm just really tragedy. Water cooler. Why is it not bronze? But yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe if you want to see more, and share the video with friends. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you next time in the Bazaar.